Yeah, Chaffee County. I'm not much of a historian about Chaffee County, but just from my perspective, I mean, it's kind of a rough and tumble, a lot of agriculture here. This used to be the lettuce capital of the United States. There's still a lot of farming and ranching that goes on. Mostly that's all because we're kind of a banana belt, which makes it a great place to ride mountain bikes because we can almost ride year-round. My name is Joe Parkin, and I'm one of the co-owners of the Buena Vista Bike Company and Push and Pull Cafe. Buena Vista, yeah, and the town was named that. It was not just mispronounced. We bought this shop about 3 years ago, and always with this notion of having a bar and cafe in it. We're trying to create, just more community in the old school, hang out at the bike shop, have a good time. My personal favorite trail here in BV is Unchained. I love the sort of, physical nature of it. I love that there's a few sort of bigger moves on it. It's a fun ride, it's a fun lap here from town. It's just my favorite, it has a little bit of something for everybody. It's challenging enough, it keeps you on your toes, and yeah. My favorite. BV it's kind of a magical place. Similar to a lot of people, you drive down 285 and you see the Collegiate Peaks for the very first time, and you hear about the endless possibilities. I mean, there's the river here, so if you're into boating, there's that. If you're into fishing, there's that. There's some motorcycle riding and hiking and mountain biking, and it's just about everything. I mean, one of my favorite things to do is go mountain biking and fly fishing in the same day without having to drive my car. It's truly amazing. And also, I've got a young son, and I thought it would be really fun to give him a small town upbringing.
We've got the Colorado Trail comes right through here, so you got some super gnarly stuff. Definitely hairy. Definitely you need to be really prepared for it. But really, some of the most beautiful things you've ever seen, Some of the sections around here in Chaffee County, it's just a good mixture because you get some of this just amazing single track that's totally worth it, and just campsites galore, and the people that you meet on the trail, because so many people are hiking and running it too. And everybody's so friendly, and they just want to communicate and help each other out. And that aspect of it is really good. But some good water points, just make sure you know where they are first. Make sure your pump works, because I had one time it wasn't working, and I still don't know to this day why it wasn't working. But you can bail out in BV and go get resources. My name is Lane Wilson. I am co-founder and co-owner of Abeja Negra bikepacking gear. I live in Salida, Colorado, and I love mountain biking and bikepacking. Abeja Negra was started in my kitchen in a very cold Leadville winter with my now husband, then boyfriend, where we just wanted to make our own gear. And one day I had too many orders, and I was like, I can't take any more orders or else I have to quit my other factory sewing job. And I did. And then he quit his job, and then we hired our first person, and we got a space, and then we got another space. And now, 9 years later, we've drifted down river to Salida, Colorado, and we have 19 team members here. We're cranking out full setups of stock bags. Everything you need to strap on your bike to go on big adventures and carry all your stuff. The heart of the Rockies, it really is just this, it's got a pulse, you know, like a true pulse. I mean, I think it is part of the energy of the river, and then the love that people have for that. And then the flow of the single track and the flow down the mountain when you're skiing or snowboarding, like it really, you can feel that movement, and it doesn't feel stagnant, you know. I love it.
Yeah, S Mountain is in the Arkansas hills, is a great little segment right from town. It's kind of our year-round stash that we have here. Being that it's south-facing, it is a trail that we ride pretty much year-round. There's enough people to, you know, walk and hike and whatnot in the winter that it actually stays packed down enough that we can fat bike back there. But yeah, it's pretty much our year-round spot here. They do call it a banana belt. It is kind of a pocket between the collegiate peaks and the Santa Cristos. And then behind us is kind of the Mosquito Range. Yeah, it just kind of creates a donut hole effect of where this town stays really, really sunny and clear weather in the wintertime. So yeah, we're surrounded by beautiful mountain peaks on one side and then kind of foothills behind us. So yeah, pretty good backdrop most of the time. My name is Jason Shellman. I'm the owner and head janitor here at Subculture Cyclery. Yeah, kind of the jack of all trades here at Subculture. I've lived here since 2007. It's definitely a growing community of people who come here for the riding. You know, there's been a pretty good cycling culture here for 20 plus years, but it's really with all the new trails and all the advocacy and all the building of the lower altitude stuff down here around town is definitely making it a year-round deal for a lot of people. But yeah, this is the old shop. It was like it was basically about my wingspan. It was about 9 feet wide and about 20 feet deep. The 4th of July ride, or what a lot of people call it the Dawn ride now, is basically a ride that Don McClung, one of our local builders, local legend really, they started that back in the 90s, and we started Don's house at about 4:20, and we ride up to one way or another, we make it up to the Monarch Crest, over to Silver Creek, Rainbow, Bear Creek, and back to town was kind of the original loop. But yeah, basically just Don, he's definitely a local legend, and haven't missed it. I've never missed it, actually.
So Salida and Buena Vista are both in the Arkansas River Valley. They sit right on the river, and so any riding that you do, you tend to go straight up from there. So it's got its own little nature of just being really difficult and challenging. So that's one of the things that I really like about it is, unless you kind of just stay in the valley and do a road ride or gravel ride or something, like everything you do is kind of hard. And so I really like that about it. You're just constantly being challenged. Kind of that being okay with some of this trip might suck a little bit, but it's really going to be worth it in the end. So if you ride the Monarch Crest Trail, there are lots of ways to get off of the Monarch Crest Trail, ranging from like the easiest, which would be like Marshall Pass Road, which is an old railroad grade, to really difficult like the Greens Creek Trail, which is really rocky, has some kind of sections that early in the season are really slick and rooty and snotty. It's lots of fun, but there's a little bit of something for everyone. If you do the full Monarch Crest Trail, Traditionally, people go down the Silver Creek Trail, which is generally, you know, like an intermediate kind of trail, so most people have a good time going down that. I'm Andrea Wilson. I am mountain biker, chicken farmer, cow milker, and certified BAMF. I like that living in the Arkansas River Valley, I can look at a map, and even though I've been here now for 4 years, 5 years, I can look at a map and be like, I've never been there. You know, there's just always adventure.